Pedro Neto's transfer to Arsenal in this winter transfer window is very not expected, and this is David Austin. You know, such stories, I really want to go for credible journalists that have gone ahead to obviously be given the mantle to obviously tell us exactly what transfers are all about. One of the top transfer gurus in the same ilk with Fabrizio Romano has come out and confirmed to us that no expectations for Pedro Neto to leave Wolverhampton Wanderers to join the side of Arsenal. Good morning. It's the 6th of January in my country. I thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims Barakallahu Fikum. We are also going to see what Noni Madueke has to say about, his manager Pochettino has to say about Noni Madueke, and Tottenham Hotspur having gone ahead to obviously cut short the spell of the guy called Djed Spence. They've gone ahead to put him on the market, and that is Sammy McBall, a chief editor or chief writer at the Mail Sport. That is it. So welcome to the Rokani Media Football. Hope you guys are really having fun. Sixth day of January, and we're here to bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned. And Rokan David is my name. You can also call me RD. And let's obviously see close to 100 likes much on this video. Don't forget to obviously subscribe, because we want to hit 20,000 subscribers before the end of this month. Now, let's start it off with the story coming in through from David Austin, confirming to us that Pedro Neto, no expectation of him leaving Wolverhampton Wanderers in January. Summer could be a different story. Man City like him, as do a couple of other big clubs. We know Arsenal have a long-standing admiration, but there have been no recent overtures from them. So when you look at that, it really takes you down to what the summer transfer window of Arsenal is going to be like. Are they not going to make any big signing this time around? You get? Because last season, they really tried to go for big summer signings, Modric and Moise Caicedo, but they couldn't get any. That's why they ended up getting in Kivio, Trossard, and Jorginho. That's why they ended up with at the end of the winter transfer window of 2023. Now, for the winter transfer window of 2024, it looks like Arsenal are really all geared up to really charge in the summer. That's why the guy is telling you, that is David Austin, that in the summer it might be a different story. But this is one of the signings that Arsenal would have gone ahead to make in January. Trust me, this only one signing could transform the season of Arsenal, because you'll know that Bukayo Saka has a competitor. Guys, Bukayo Saka hasn't reached that level of having immunity. You know, like, you cannot criticize him. Like, you cannot take him off the field of play if at all he's not performing well, because you expect a moment of brilliancy. The players that I will remember that have gone ahead to hit that level in this era, that has been Ronaldo, Messi, Luka Modric, Mohamed Salah, Kevin De Bruyne. Who else? There are a few, by the way. Harry Kane. There are a few players, by the way, who have gone ahead to get that immunity, that even if he's performing badly for 80 minutes, you expect a moment of magic in the remaining 10 minutes of the game. That is it. So you cannot come out and really give this guy immunity. So that's why I really wanted to see Arsenal bring in Pedro Neto, because I know what Arsenal is lacking. Arsenal's penetration from the right attacking side of the midfield, called the right forward position, is really very weak, to an extent that when Bukayo Saka is not performing well, that side cannot deliver anything. So that's why it crosses my mind every time onto Pedro Neto when Arsenal are not really getting him. But I cannot slate them a lot, because they might be planning the better for the summer transfer window. As I told you, the plan of Arsenal was to get in the Champions League position. That is it. You know, they had planned that in the third season of Mikel Arteta, he gets into the Champions League in there for you. And like, they planned to finish fourth or third. Then in this season, their plan was to obviously try to finish second. And in the fifth season of Mikel Arteta, that's when they are willing to vie for the title totally. Though the plans were changed by the coming in of Zinchenko and Gabriel Jesus about what they should be really going in for. But Arsenal are a little bit ahead of schedule. Let's all admit it. Arsenal are a little bit ahead of schedule, and I think they're having a plan to follow. They're having a plan to follow, and if at all there is a chance for them to obviously not sign players in the January transfer window, they might be thinking of really going for quality in the summer transfer window. You know that in the summer you have very many months, and you'll be having very many other talents that are going to hate to show interest of quitting their different clubs. When you look at players that we're talking about that really play well in those positions, there are really very many. There is Olise, who plays for Crystal Palace. There is Gerard Bowen, who plays for West Ham. There is Mohamed Kudus playing for West Ham. There is Pedro Neto. There is Leroy Sen. There is Kubo, you know, that Japanese guy who plays for Rio Sociedad. So there are a couple of players that Arsenal might be willing to look for, and maybe they don't want to settle for less. They want to be having a variety and see how these players are going to perform during the remaining 6 months of the season, and then after the Euros, they'll be up and running into the seasons to see how these players really get themselves going. So for me, on that side, I don't blame Arsenal. I know very many people are going to come out and really put out stories in the comment section below that. How does Arsenal not sign Pedro Neto? Yet we need him. I know they need him, but trust me, they have the better plan, because if we are to select them, I think they have a very huge escape route, because they're going to hate to prove us wrong. You know? Sorry, they're going to hate to prove us right on the signings. They're going to hate to make, meaning that there is a particular plan that Arsenal are really following. And if they don't go in for any big money signing, then don't really hear out something that is going to really hurt you on your heart, because it's really important to note that they really have a very good plan that they are really following. Because if Arsenal are to go in for a big signing or a big money signing, they would have already gone ahead to really try to make bids for this player. Remember, the first bid of Mykhailo Mudryk came in through, I think, towards Christmas. You remember that very well, Christmas of 2022. After the World Cup, the bid was in. Before we entered the new year, Arsenal had gone ahead to make 2 bids. So it shows you how serious Arsenal were, and they know how long it takes to convince a player and a team to obviously get the money in the January transfer window. So if you are going to Wolverhampton Wanderers and you want to sign the player, you are supposed to go in early enough. And that is something that I believe this guy, that is David Austin, has gone ahead to note about it. And his sources coming in from Wolverhampton Wanderers have gone ahead to let him know that, please, we are not going to sell this player. And Arsenal is also not putting their situation that shows that they are going to sign a player coming in through from Wolverhampton Wanderers, because Wolverhampton Wanderers will also want ample time to look for replacements. But right now, it's not going to be easy as Arsenal really wants it. So wait and see how that pans out. But Pedro Neto transfer to Arsenal is off, according to David Austin, unless otherwise it resurrects or it's really brought back to life. But currently it's off. Yesterday I brought you a story of Djed Spence returning to Tottenham Hotspur. You remember? I brought you that story that Djed Spence is back at Tottenham Hotspur. And today, as Spurs went ahead to beat Burnley by, I think, 1-0 to knock them out of the FA Cup, it has come to my understanding that he hasn't featured. He has not even made it to the bench, yet he has been in the training session, meaning that he's one of those players that is up for sale. And again, Sammy McBell has gone ahead to confirm it, that Tottenham Hotspur have put Djed Spence up for sale after his unexpected return from Leeds amid concerns over his attitude. So, Djed Spence, if I'm Djed Spence and I'm his agent, I would have sat him down. I tell him, you really have a very good talent, but if attitude is your problem, you better work about it. If you don't work on it, then no competent manager is gonna really sign you. If the manager of Leeds cannot really welcome your attitude, then that means no big team manager will obviously go in for you. Put down your ego, be calm, be focused on your game, and then do the needful, because by the time he obviously brought Nottingham Forest into the league, he was really one of those players that were really good. And I ask myself, why didn't he push for Nottingham to sign him? And why did he accept a deal to go to Tottenham Hotspur? Because at that time, I thought he wasn't really ready. And it was not an Antonio Conte signing. That's why Antonio Conte was not giving him the game of football that he wanted. Yet other teams that would have gone ahead to give him the game time were there. I know it was really a very bad transfer decision made by Djed Spence and his agent. However much money was there, but he needed to obviously play for another team in the Premier League, not Tottenham Hotspur, like a second or a bottom half team. You know, that's the team would have gone ahead to play for. After playing for that, then would have gone ahead to find himself in a better position of really being in a good team. Even right now, would have found himself in a better team. But right now, it's really hard for him because of everything and the decisions went ahead to make. So this is how the decisions we make really go ahead, obviously, to really affect us. You know, that is the cold harsh fact that you'll ever want to get in your mind. So that is it for Djed Spence. I don't know which teams are going to line up for him. We are waiting to see if at all any team really raises their hand to obviously sign this guy. But you know, every player on the world, there is a team that can sign him, and there is a team where he or she can play at. That is it coming in through from Djed Spence. So he's still young, and he has not yet hit his prime, but he needs to obviously knock his ego down and really play the game of football. If he doesn't do that, I don't see him really prospering the game of football. Yet he is really a talented guy that most of you have gone ahead to acknowledge in this beautiful game of football. Then we go to Pochettino. He has some things about Noni Madueke. He says, I'm so happy with Noni Madueke. It took him 6 months to realize what we expect from him. He has potential and talent in the way that he needs to do the things and behave in the future if he wants to succeed. So, obviously, he was one of those players that had been kept out of the squad of Chelsea, not because that he was not fit. It was because the manager felt like he was not doing exactly what the manager wanted. So what the manager did was to obviously bench him. However much they missed a player who is left-footed, you know, to really give Carl Palmer some good competition. The guy was really one of those that was spared to see to it that he comes in when he's readily needed and readily available. So that is Noni Madueke for the side of Chelsea, and I think the manager's gone ahead to get the best out of him, because for the previous 2 games, we've seen him take a penalty as they beat Crystal Palace at Stamford Bridge by 2-1, and when they are beating Luton Town over the weekend in the game that ended 3-2, he went ahead to score the second goal, and it was really beautiful for him. That is Noni Madueke, and he's really on fire, and this is what you would like to see at Chelsea, with these young stars putting in a shift that is going to take them miles. So guys, your thoughts on Pedro Neto transfer to Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Noni Madueke, exciting Pochettino, and Djed Spence up for sale? Which teams do you think are really lacking a very good right back that can obviously come in through and really put in a shift in there? So thank you guys for watching through. Tell me your thoughts about that. May the living to God bless you abundantly. Rokani David remains my name. It's a good morning in my country, and the Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and the Christians, we cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living to God bless you abundantly. It might sound as a repetition, but in my belief or faith, you can say it many times you want. Bye bye.